How to become a high-value woman. In this modern world, it is often observed that many individuals attempt to gauge a woman's true worth by superficial metrics: her physical appearance, the size of her income, or the amount of external validation she receives. These societal benchmarks, however, often lead to a distorted perception of value. The profound truth is that genuine worth is not an external attribute bestowed by others or circumstances. Instead, it originates from within, stemming from a deep connection with the universal spiritual source, from the innate strength of one's character, and from the radiant light cultivated in the heart. A truly high-value woman is not one who passively waits for the world to acknowledge her worth. On the contrary, she is an individual who inherently understands her intrinsic value and courageously embodies it in every facet of her life, without apology or hesitation. Today, we delve into the principles of cultivating this profound inner worth, not as defined by societal norms or the transient trends of social media, but as perceived by the divine and recognized by one's own soul. The day an individual authentically apprehends their true value, no external force or opinion can diminish their sense of self. It is crucial to understand that the essence of a high-value woman transcends mere status, material wealth, or physical beauty. Her core is built upon dignity, unwavering self-respect, genuine kindness, indomitable inner strength, and a steadfast trust in the larger, overarching plan of life. Let us explore together the essential qualities that render an individual truly invaluable, not merely for the benefit of the world around her, but fundamentally for herself. When we embark upon the journey of becoming a high-value woman, the very first and most foundational quality that underpins true worth is self-respect. An individual who holds herself in high regard emanates a formidable strength that remains impervious to external pressures, criticisms, or setbacks. Self-respect is distinct from arrogance or boastful pride. It is a quiet, profound confidence rooted in knowing who you are at your core, discerning what principles you steadfastly uphold, and identifying what boundaries you will never compromise. This inner clarity is developed through consistent self-reflection and the deliberate practice of honoring one's deepest values, even when it is challenging. It is a skill honed over time, requiring consistent attention to one's thoughts and actions. In life's intricate tapestry, numerous external forces will attempt to define your value based on your appearance, your financial achievements, or the level of attention you garner from others. Society frequently conflates genuine worth with fleeting popularity. However, it is essential to remember that your value is never measured by likes on social media, the number of followers you accumulate, superficial compliments, or material possessions. True worth emanates from within, from the degree to which you honor yourself in moments of solitude, from the dignified manner in which you carry yourself, and from the firm boundaries you consistently establish for your own peace of mind. This consistent upholding of boundaries is a critical aspect of time management, as it protects your most valuable resource, your personal energy and focus, from being dissipated by external demands that do not align with your true self. Consider for a moment the enduring analogy of a $100 bill. Whether it is crumpled, accidentally dropped in the dirt, or even stepped upon, its inherent monetary value never depreciates. It consistently remains $100. In precisely the same way, an individual imbued with self-respect profoundly understands that even when life presents daunting challenges, when people offer criticism, or when someone attempts to belittle their presence, their intrinsic value remains undiminished. They recognize their inherent worth because it is not contingent upon external validation. It is deeply rooted in their self-respect, a constant inner barometer. A high-value woman never resorts to begging for affection, attention, or acceptance. She consistently maintains her standards and principles, refusing to lower them merely to gain approval or to be liked. She never tolerates disrespect, understanding intuitively that if she permits someone to diminish her worth once, it risks establishing a detrimental pattern. Instead, she proactively educates the world on how to treat her, primarily through the exemplary manner in which she treats herself. If she consistently conducts herself with dignity, the world, in turn, often responds with respect. If she consistently values her time, her energy, and her emotional well-being, others will invariably think twice before attempting to squander them. This active setting and maintaining of boundaries is a fundamental skill in effective time management, ensuring that her valuable time and energy are invested wisely rather than wasted. Envision your life as a magnificent palace. If you neglect its gates, leaving them perpetually open without adequate security, anyone might wander in, create disarray, and depart without consequence. However, when you diligently guard that palace, carefully discerning who merits entry, the palace preserves its sanctity, purity, and esteemed status. In an analogous manner, your self-respect acts as the vigilant gatekeeper of your soul. Not everyone is deserving of access to your deepest heart, your intricate mind, and your vital energy. You must exercise astute judgment in selecting those you permit into the sacred space of your life, consistently applying this filter to protect your inner peace and focus. Let's consider a practical, daily scenario. Imagine a woman involved in a relationship where she consistently encounters disrespect. Her opinions are brushed aside, her emotions are trivialized, and her aspirations are dismissed. If she continues to remain silent, passively hoping that circumstances will magically improve, she is not actively practicing self-respect. However, if she bravely stands up for herself and articulates, "This is not the treatment I deserve. I deserve to be valued. I deserve to be heard," she is actively honoring her intrinsic worth. While she might risk the loss of that particular relationship, she will never forfeit her authentic self, and that, in the grand scheme of life, is an infinitely more precious treasure. Self-respect also crucially involves mastering the skill of saying no when necessary. Many women often experience guilt when declining requests, even when those requests would deplete their energy, compromise their commitments, or divert them from their personal goals. Yet, it is vital to recall that consciously saying no to what does not genuinely serve your growth or well-being is, in essence, a powerful yes to your own peace, purpose, and optimal time management. When you consistently uphold and respect your personal boundaries, those around you will gradually learn to honor them as well. This consistent assertion of boundaries is a skill that strengthens over time, much like any other, and is essential for preventing burnout and maintaining focus on what truly matters. Let's examine another illustration, this time within a professional context. Consider a woman in her workplace. If her manager or colleagues habitually inundate her with tasks that far exceed her capacity, and she passively accepts every demand without articulating her limits, she might initially be praised for her perceived niceness or willingness. However, this path inevitably leads to exhaustion, decreased quality of work, and ultimately, burnout. Conversely, if she respectfully but firmly establishes boundaries, communicating clearly, "I can consistently deliver my best work if I undertake this amount. Beyond that, the quality of my output will inevitably suffer." She is unequivocally demonstrating self-respect. She is not being rude, she is simply valuing her time, her energy, and the integrity of her work. Over the long term, individuals often develop a greater admiration for her steadfastness and professionalism. This consistent boundary setting is a crucial skill in managing one's workload effectively and preventing the erosion of personal time and energy. It is paramount to recognize that self-respect is inextricably linked to our internal dialogue. All too often, it is not the external world that diminishes us, but rather our own internal critic through negative self-talk. A truly high-value woman does not engage in self-insult in the mirror. She does not label herself as weak, useless, or unattractive. Instead, she consistently affirms her inherent strength, acknowledges her unique beauty, and celebrates her individuality. This practice of positive self-affirmation is a powerful skill, cultivated through conscious and consistent effort. Because when you consistently respect yourself internally, that powerful inner resonance manifests externally. People instinctively perceive your energy. When you carry yourself with grace, with authentic confidence, and with profound self-love, the world cannot help but respond with respect. And remember this indelible truth: the most profound wellspring of self-respect originates from the deep-seated understanding that you are a unique creation of the divine. You are not an accident. You are not here by mere chance. You are divinely designed, intricately crafted, and inherently valuable beyond measure. If the boundless creator of the universe invested such meticulous care and intention in your very being, how could you ever conceive of yourself as anything less than extraordinary? Every time you find yourself doubting your worth, consciously remind yourself that you carry a spark of the divine within you. That singular truth in itself renders you priceless. Therefore, dear friends, walk through life with an undeniable sense of dignity. Speak your truths with unwavering confidence. Carry yourself with the regal bearing of an individual whose crown, though invisible, is absolutely undeniable. Never allow the transient opinions of others to define your essence. Never permit temporary circumstances or setbacks to shake your core. Stand tall, firmly rooted in your self-respect, because when you consistently honor yourself with such steadfastness, the entire world will eventually learn to honor you in kind. This consistent self-honor is a skill that attracts respect and validates your presence. If self-respect forms the radiant crown of a high-value woman, then her deepest, most enduring strength emanates from her profound spiritual connection with the divine. This sacred connection is the very source of her unshakable composure, her profound inner peace, and her undeniable radiance. Regardless of the tempests that may rage in her life, an individual who walks in alignment with the divine walks with an unyielding confidence. She may bend under pressure, but she will never break. She may stumble momentarily, but she will never completely fall apart, for she possesses an intrinsic knowing that at every juncture of her journey, she is divinely guided and supported. This consistent awareness and surrender are vital skills for navigating life's uncertainties. In life, we are all inevitably confronted with challenges, moments of heartbreak, failures, betrayals, and disappointments. For many, these arduous struggles can shatter their spirit. Yet, a high-value woman skillfully draws her strength, not from the ever-changing, unpredictable world, but from the unchanging, eternal presence of the divine. When the world seems to turn its back on her, she steadfastly remembers that the divine is always with her. When others cast judgment, she remembers that the divine comprehends the depths of her heart. When people seem to forget her worth, she recalls that her value was divinely bestowed by the Creator, and no one possesses the power to diminish or retract that inherent gift. This unwavering spiritual consistency is a cornerstone of her resilience. Let me share a practical illustration from daily existence. Consider a young woman who constantly grapples with immense pressure to conform to society's often unrealistic expectations. Whether these pressures pertain to her career trajectory, her physical appearance, or even the timeline for marriage, she feels increasingly lost and utterly exhausted as she strives desperately to meet everyone else's demands, thereby losing herself in the arduous process. But then, one pivotal day, she chooses to pause. She deliberately decides to withdraw from the cacophony of the world's noise and to sit quietly in prayer, in meditation, or in focused reflection. And in that profound silence, she experiences an influx of deep peace flowing into her heart. She suddenly realizes that she does not have to tirelessly prove herself to everyone. Her sole imperative is to live authentically, true to the intrinsic values that the divine has sown within her. That singular moment of profound spiritual connection imbues her with more strength than 1,000 compliments could ever hope to provide. This deliberate allocation of time for spiritual practice is a powerful form of self-care and time management. A high-value woman understands that when she maintains a consistent and deep connection to the divine, she is never truly isolated. Even in her moments of solitude, she experiences a sense of profound companionship. Even amidst her pain, she feels an encompassing comfort. Even in her confusion, she receives clear direction. This spiritual connection evolves into an inner compass, a reliable guide. It judiciously guides her decisions, grants her immense patience in challenging times and profoundly strengthens her character. The consistent practice of listening to this inner compass is a critical skill for navigating life with purpose. Consider a majestic tree standing resolute amidst a fierce storm. The winds howl relentlessly, and the rain lashes against it with fury. Yet the tree does not succumb because its roots are deeply embedded in the earth. In precisely the same manner, a high-value woman remains steadfast and unwavering during life's inevitable storms because her roots are deeply anchored in her faith and in her profound connection with the divine. People around her might succumb to panic or despair, but she maintains her inner calm, knowing with absolute certainty that the divine power holds her firmly in its embrace. This deep rooting is a skill cultivated through consistent spiritual practice. Let's consider another example, this time from the professional sphere. Imagine an individual who works diligently yet consistently encounters unfair criticism or is repeatedly overlooked for well-deserved opportunities. Many individuals in this situation would understandably buckle under the pressure, questioning their self-worth. However, a spiritually connected individual adopts a markedly different approach. Instead of becoming mired in frustration or bitterness, she consciously surrenders the situation to the divine. She reassures herself, "What is truly meant for me will invariably find me. No one possesses the power to obstruct the blessings that the divine has ordained for my life." With this powerful mindset, she continues to work with unwavering sincerity and impeccable integrity, devoid of bitterness or anger. And eventually, her consistent patience and steadfastness yield remarkable results. She not only receives the recognition she genuinely deserves, but also earns the profound respect of all those around her for her remarkable calmness, her unshakable trust, and her quiet strength. This consistent application of faith is a skill that transforms adversity into opportunity. Furthermore, spiritual connection inherently means possessing the courage to release what no longer serves your highest good. Sometimes we cling to toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, or perpetually stressful environments out of an unfounded fear of being alone. However, an individual who trusts implicitly in the divine understands that when something departs from her life, it is invariably because something superior is destined to enter. She does not harbor fear of endings because she holds an unwavering belief in divine new beginnings. She does not lament endlessly over closed doors because she trusts profoundly that the divine closes one door only to open another, often more expansive one. This consistent trust is a skill that fosters resilience and optimism. This profound connection also fundamentally reshapes the way she interacts with others. When an individual feels unconditionally loved by the divine, she becomes a conduit for sharing that boundless love with the world around her. She does not engage in petty competition. She does not resort to unproductive comparison. She does not harbor envy because she comprehends that everyone is traversing their own unique, divinely appointed journey. Instead, she actively uplifts others, offering genuine support and heartfelt encouragement. Her spiritual radiance becomes so potent that people feel inherently safe, deeply respected, and truly inspired in her presence. This consistent outward manifestation of love and support is a skill that builds strong, positive relationships. And here is a crucially important point. Being spiritually connected does not imply living a life devoid of challenges or problems. On the contrary, problems will inevitably arise. Challenges will present themselves, and pain will undoubtedly be experienced. However, what profoundly changes is the manner in which you respond to these life events. A high-value woman does not collapse under difficulties. Instead, she consciously bends her knees in prayer or quiet reflection, she fortifies her heart with unwavering faith, and she courageously moves forward. Her problems do not shatter her. Instead, they serve to polish her, refining her into an even stronger, wiser, and more radiant version of herself. This consistent practice of turning to spiritual strength during adversity is a skill of monumental importance. So reflect on this. How do you typically commence your day? Do you begin by passively scrolling through your phone, consumed by worries about the opinions of others? Or do you consciously initiate your day in silence, with profound gratitude, perhaps in prayer or mindful reflection, consistently reminding yourself that you are guided by a power far greater than your individual self? An individual who consistently starts her day by centering herself with the divine carries that profound calmness throughout the entire day. She becomes akin to a river, peaceful in its flow, perpetually nourishing and ultimately unstoppable. This consistent morning ritual is a powerful time management technique that sets the tone for the entire day. Always remember this truth: your physical beauty may eventually diminish, your societal status may shift, your material possessions may be lost, but your profound connection with the divine is eternal and immutable. That is your authentic treasure, your true wealth, your everlasting crown. When you remain consistently rooted in this profound connection, absolutely nothing can shake your intrinsic worth. People may misunderstand your intentions. Society may attempt to confine you with its definitions. But your soul will always know, with unwavering certainty, I am valuable because I belong to the divine. My worth is eternal. My light is unshakable. My journey is purposefully guided. This consistent self-awareness, fostered by spiritual connection, is a skill that provides unwavering internal stability. So, my dear sisters, steadfastly hold onto your faith. Continuously strengthen your sacred bond with the divine. In moments of effervescent joy, cultivate deep gratitude. In moments of poignant pain, practice profound patience. In moments of perplexing confusion, trust implicitly in the grander plan. And as you consistently walk this path with intention, you will observe a remarkable transformation. The more profoundly connected you become to the divine, the more authentically high value you become in every conceivable sense of the word. This consistent spiritual engagement is a powerful form of skill acquisition, refining your character and outlook. One of the most potent and defining qualities of a high-value woman is her exceptional emotional strength and stability. In a world where individuals are often prone to hasty reactions, quick tempers, and easily rattled by every minor setback, a high-value woman stands as a serene, calm center amidst the swirling chaos. It is not that she is devoid of emotions. On the contrary, she experiences feelings profoundly and deeply. However, the fundamental distinction lies in this: she does not permit her emotions to seize control of her actions or her inner state. Instead, she has acquired the crucial skill of managing them with profound wisdom, unwavering patience, and graceful composure. This consistent practice of emotional regulation is a foundational skill for resilience. We currently live in an era where emotional strength is frequently misinterpreted as coldness or indifference. Yet genuine strength is not about suppressing feelings or denying their existence. It is about the profound capacity to understand them, to process them in a healthy manner, and to choose to respond in a way that uplifts and constructively resolves rather than destructively harms. A high-value woman has meticulously mastered the delicate art of preventing temporary emotional storms from inflicting permanent damage upon her life or relationships. She comprehends that emotions such as anger, jealousy, and fear are natural aspects of the human experience, but she consistently refuses to allow them to dictate her choices or her direction. Instead of reacting impulsively in haste, she consciously pauses, deeply reflects on the situation, and then responds with clarity and thoughtful intention. This consistent practice of pause and reflection is a powerful time management tool that prevents impulsive decisions and fosters clarity. Consider a glass of water. If you continuously shake it, the water becomes turbulent, murky, and inevitably spills everywhere. However, once you allow it to settle and rest, the water gradually becomes calm, crystal clear, and steady. The human mind and heart operate in a strikingly similar fashion. When we permit every casual comment, every minor setback, every small disappointment to consistently perturb our inner equilibrium, we forfeit our precious peace. But when we cultivate the skill to remain still and grounded internally, even while the external world is in a state of commotion, we unearth profound clarity and unwavering strength. That, precisely, is the essence of emotional stability, a skill cultivated through consistent, mindful practice. Let's take a common daily example. Imagine an individual working in an intensely stressful environment. Her colleagues frequently engage in gossip about her. Her manager occasionally criticizes her unfairly, and deadlines seem perpetually endless. Many individuals in this taxing situation would understandably experience a breakdown or lash out in frustration. However, instead of reacting with anger or bitterness, she consciously opts for calmness. She skillfully interprets criticism as constructive feedback for improvement rather than a personal attack. She deliberately ignores gossip that serves no purpose for her personal or professional growth, thereby managing her mental energy effectively. And crucially, she consistently manages her time wisely, prioritizing tasks and setting realistic expectations. This profound emotional maturity not only safeguards her inner peace, but also silently garners deep respect from everyone around her. People begin to admire her, not just for the quality of her work, but for her remarkable composure under pressure. Her consistent application of emotional intelligence is a key skill. Another illustrative example can be drawn from personal relationships. An individual who lacks emotional strength might consistently engage in arguments, harbor self-doubt, or perpetually seek external validation when conflicts arise. But a high-value woman consistently refuses to allow insecurity or fear to govern her relationships. She communicates with articulate clarity instead of resorting to shouting or passive aggression. She listens with profound empathy instead of passing immediate judgment, and she courageously walks away from disrespect instead of clinging to it out of fear. Her consistent calmness becomes her most formidable power. Her unwavering stability makes her inherently magnetic because people instinctively feel safe, respected, and understood in her presence. This consistent relational skill builds trust and deep connections. Now, it is important to clarify that emotional strength does not imply that you never shed tears or never experience pain. On the contrary, crying is not a sign of weakness. It is a natural and necessary release. Pain is not a weakness. It is an inherent part of the human condition. However, what distinguishes a high-value woman is her refusal to remain perpetually stuck in pain. She allows herself to feel it, she acknowledges its presence, and then she consciously chooses to rise above it. She consistently refuses to allow a bad day to metastasize into a bad life. She understands the critical skill of resetting her emotions, to breathe deeply, to recenter herself, and to keep moving forward with grace and purposeful intention. This consistent practice of emotional recovery is vital for long-term well-being. Let me share a simple yet profound truth. Life will never cease testing you. There will invariably be disappointments, misunderstandings, rejections, and losses. But emotional strength acts as the indispensable shield that consistently protects you from being utterly destroyed by these inevitable tests. Imagine navigating the profound pain of heartbreak. Many individuals completely lose their sense of self when someone significant exits their life. But a high-value woman consciously affirms to herself, yes, this hurts intensely. Yes, I will allow myself to cry, but this is not the absolute end of my life. A greater plan awaits me. This powerful mindset transforms her pain into strength, her tears into profound wisdom, and her heartbreak into transformative growth. This consistent mental reframing is a critical skill for resilience and personal development. The greatest, most liberating gift of emotional stability is an unparalleled sense of freedom. Freedom from being perpetually controlled by external circumstances. Freedom from being easily manipulated by the whims of others. Freedom from being a prisoner of your own knee-jerk reactions. When you master your emotions, you fundamentally master your life. People may attempt to provoke you. Life may attempt to destabilize you, but you remain steadfast and unwavering like an immovable mountain. That profound steadiness is precisely what makes you truly high value. This consistent self-mastery is a skill that provides enduring power and peace. And here lies the profound beauty of it all. When an individual consistently demonstrates emotional stability, she naturally becomes an inspiring beacon for others. Her children learn resilience and composure from her inner calm. Her friends lean upon her wisdom for guidance and support. Her colleagues trust her leadership because of her measured and steady approach. Without even consciously realizing it, she evolves into a pillar of unwavering support, not because she shouts the loudest or demands attention, but because she consistently stands the strongest. Think of a solitary candle flickering in the encroaching darkness. When strong winds blow, weak flames are easily extinguished, but the robust, steady flame continues to shine brightly. A high-value woman's emotional stability is precisely that strong, enduring flame. No matter how dark or tumultuous her surroundings may become, her inner light continues to glow with unwavering intensity. And in doing so, she effortlessly illuminates the path for countless others, becoming a consistent source of light. Therefore, dear sisters, make it a consistent practice to train your heart to be steady. When anger inevitably arises, consciously pause before reacting impulsively. When fear attempts to grip you, gently remind yourself that it is a temporary sensation, not a permanent state. When sadness descends, allow yourself to fully feel it, but resolutely refuse to drown in its depths. With every challenge you encounter, consistently ask yourself, how can I respond with wisdom and thoughtful intention rather than simply reacting? And you will observe over time that your inner strength will develop like resilient steel, firm, unshakable, and radiantly bright. This consistent self-training is a lifelong skill acquisition process. In conclusion, always remember this profound truth. Storms will inevitably come, but emotional strength empowers you to gracefully dance in the rain, rather than being swept away. Challenges will consistently test your limits, but emotional stability allows you to stand tall and firm in the very eye of the storm. And that, truly, is the quintessential beauty of a high-value woman. Her emotions do not control her. She, through consistent practice and acquired skill, controls them. And that mastery makes her an undeniable force that the world cannot and will not ignore. A truly high-value woman is not an individual who merely drifts aimlessly through life, passively adhering to the dictates of others or blindly following society's preordained checklists. On the contrary, she lives with an intense sense of purpose. She lives with an undeniable passion. She profoundly understands that her life is not an arbitrary accident, her existence is not a mere coincidence, and her unique journey is far from meaningless. She recognizes with unwavering certainty that the divine has intricately planted unique gifts, specific talents, and heartfelt dreams within her, and her sacred duty is to honor them by living a life that is full, authentic, and vibrantly expressed. This consistent honoring of her unique gifts is a form of skill development, continuously refining her talents. All too frequently, individuals are subtly or overtly conditioned to diminish themselves, to prioritize everyone else's needs above their own, to silence their innate desires, and to believe that their personal dreams hold little significance. However, a high-value woman profoundly knows that her dreams are sacred and hold immense power. She understands that the fervent fire burning within her heart is not an error or a random occurrence. That internal fire represents her profound purpose, and it is expressly intended to guide her, not to be extinguished by the pervasive shadows of doubt, fear, or the limiting opinions of others. This consistent belief in her purpose fuels her efforts. Ponder this reflection. Every candle is inherently designed to cast its light. If it conceals its flame out of an unfounded fear of the surrounding darkness, then what meaningful purpose does it truly serve? In the very same vein, if an individual suppresses her unique gifts and immense potential due to a fear of judgment or criticism, then she is inadvertently depriving the world of the distinct light and value that only she can genuinely bring. Living with purpose is not an act of selfishness. It is, at its core, an act of profound service. Because when you consistently pursue your true calling, you not only achieve personal fulfillment, but also inspire countless others, uplift entire communities, and ultimately contribute to making this world a measurably better place for all. This consistent contribution, guided by purpose, is a powerful form of skill utilization. Let's consider a real-life illustration. Imagine a woman who has cherished art and people can viscerally sense your vibrant energy when you articulate something that genuinely ignites your spirit. It is inherently magnetic. That unwavering passion renders you unstoppable because it consistently fuels your persistence and resilience, even when circumstances become exceptionally challenging. Without passion, life can feel burdensome, heavy, and devoid of profound meaning. With passion, even daunting challenges transform into exciting adventures. This consistent pursuit of passion is a skill that sustains long-term engagement and effort. Consider two individuals in their respective careers. One works solely for the paycheck, dragging herself to the office, constantly watching the clock, and returning home utterly drained. Her time is spent begrudgingly. The other approaches her work with genuine passion, not necessarily because her job is flawless, but because she discovers and cultivates purpose within it. She actively seeks opportunities for growth, for service, for improvement. At the culmination of her day, she may feel physically tired, yes, but profoundly fulfilled. Which of these individuals do you believe inspires others more deeply? Which one will undoubtedly leave a more lasting and impactful mark? Clearly, it is the one who consistently walks with passion, infusing every task with meaning. Purpose also provides an invaluable sense of direction when life becomes confusing or uncertain. Often individuals feel lost because they are attempting to navigate life using someone else's map rather than their own authentic compass. Society often dictates rigid timelines. By this age, you should be married. By this age, you should have children. By this age, you should physically look like this, earn a certain amount. But purpose, in its gentle wisdom, whispers something profoundly different. It whispers, follow your heart's true yearning, forge your own distinct path. You were not created to conform to everyone else's mold. You were meticulously crafted to shine brilliantly in your absolute uniqueness. This consistent focus on one's own internal compass is a critical time management strategy, preventing diversion by external expectations. And here is a truly powerful revelation. Purpose invariably makes an individual profoundly resilient. When she possesses a clear and unwavering understanding of why she is doing something, no obstacle, however formidable, can truly halt her progress. Challenges may temporarily slow her down, but they utterly lack the power to shatter her spirit. For instance, consider an individual who aspires to launch her own business. Many will undoubtedly tell her it is an impossible feat, too risky, too difficult. She may confront significant financial struggles, endure sleepless nights, and experience inevitable failures. But because she possesses a profound and unyielding purpose, to create, to build, to serve a greater need, she consistently perseveres. Eventually, her sustained persistence transforms those very challenges into invaluable stepping stones on her path to success. This consistent effort, driven by purpose, is the essence of skill acquisition and mastery. My dear friends, passion and purpose are not exclusively about achieving grand, monumental accomplishments. They are fundamentally about living with profound meaning in every single day. It means waking up in the morning and consciously asking yourself, how can I render today meaningful? How can I live today in a manner that consistently aligns with the unique gifts the divine has bestowed upon me? When you consistently live in this intentional way, your days cease to feel empty or mundane. Even seemingly ordinary moments become infused with extraordinary significance because they are filled with conscious intention and directed purpose. This consistent daily intention is a profound form of time management, ensuring that every day is lived meaningfully. Remember this indelible truth. A high-value woman is not defined by what she possesses, but by what she consistently gives to the world. And the most profound gift she can bestow is living her unique purpose with unbridled passion. Because when she consistently does so, she inevitably inspires countless others to embark upon their own journeys of self-discovery and purposeful living. Her courage illuminates the way for her sisters, her daughters, her friends, and even complete strangers. Her unwavering passion creates ripples of positive change that extend far beyond what she can personally perceive, shaping the world in subtle yet powerful ways. This consistent impact, driven by purpose, is a testament to her enduring value. So, never allow fear to bury your precious dreams. Never permit society's expectations to silence your unique calling. Never let self-doubt extinguish the sacred fire burning within you. You were born with a profound purpose. You were divinely designed with distinct intention, and you carry within you a spark of potential that no one else can ever replace. Live with unyielding passion. Live with profound meaning. Live with a resolute purpose. Because that, my dear sisters, is precisely what makes an individual truly high value, not merely in the transient eyes of the world, but most profoundly in the discerning eyes of her own soul and in the eternal eyes of the divine.